Hey, this is Robert Scott Bell here for some more Health Freedom on Epic Times with my good friend, humble and lovable producer, Super Don. Taking the controversial issues to task, and one of them, of course, is vaccination. Some people don't want us to talk at all about it. Maybe they have too much aluminum in their brains. That's the subject of this Health Freedom discussion. Paul Offit is also sometimes called the vaccine prophet. Some people spell it Profit because he profits handsomely from a patent he holds on a particular vaccine. But he recently was quoted as saying that this is about aluminum and pregnancy, and it relates to aluminum and vaccinations because many people who are toxicologists question whether injecting aluminum into babies is a good idea, much less pregnant women. And Dr. Offit has this to say about aluminum. He says aluminum is considered to be an essential metal with quantities fluctuating naturally during normal cellular activity. It is found in all tissues and is also believed to play an important role in the development of a healthy fetus. Again, this was a little bit back in 2013, but still, he's evidently standing by his statement. Now, the question is, this guy who claims to be an evidence-based guy may be disputing with a lot of evidence-based, peer-reviewed publications on the issue of aluminum. Super Don, again, we found this out. He could too.
Yeah, it's very interesting because anytime that you come up with a statement about it doesn't matter what it is, vaccines or supplements or nutrition or whatever like that, these guys like Paul Offit will say, well, the evidence-based science says this. Well, guess what? There's a lot of studies out there that shows the toxicity of aluminum, whether it's linked to Alzheimer's or it's linked to a number of different neurological issues. Those disagreeing with that science. So really, Paul Offit is just disagreeing with evidence-based science, which is quite ironic for somebody like that.
Yeah, and one of the leading research scientists into aluminum toxicity actually published something, a big paper in the Journal for Alzheimer's, and he said this: whilst being environmentally abundant, aluminum is not essential for life. On the contrary, aluminum is a widely recognized neurotoxin that inhibits more than 200 biologically important functions and causes various adverse effects in plants, animals, and humans. That's a Dr. Kawahara, and this is back in 2011, among many, many articles that are acknowledging and recognizing the dangerous neurotoxic impact of aluminum. Now, if you ingest aluminum, as you do with any metal, because it's a trace element that does exist in the soils, ends up in the plants or the food that you eat, you have a defense mechanism through the GI tract, but injecting it, it's a whole different story. And that's another consideration here. But aluminum clearly, according to the evidence-based medicine, hundreds of peer-reviewed papers, is not so necessary for development of a healthy fetus. Yet Paul Offit, who has conflicts of interest in the vaccine realm and profits handsomely off of it, is claiming otherwise. I guess this is one of those cases where you decide the preponderance of evidence. One guy who's profiting off of vaccines or the preponderance of evidence in the medical literature peer-reviewed.
Absolutely. And listen, it's if nothing else, it requires more research. And what's wrong with that? Why can't we measure twice and cut once in this situation rather than trying to force vaccines on people because they say it's okay?
Yeah. Another article this is back from 1997. Again, there's a lot to go back through. Aluminum damages cell membranes and myelin. And these are, again, peer-reviewed publications. You can go through it through PubMed or wherever you want. But evidently, Paul Offit not wanting to read the medical literature on aluminum as he's standing by. So the question is, who is following the evidence? Again, as we talk about these issues, it's because the science is not settled on vaccination. Some would argue on aluminum, like Paul Offit, but others would say it's a little ridiculous to claim that aluminum is a necessary trace element for development of a fetus. But again, check it out. We've got links in the article here at Epic Times, and keep sticking with us as we cover these important stories that a lot of the old media is loath to cover, but we'll do it here.